University 2024 White Coat Ceremony. At this time, if able, please stand as our students process.
Please be seated. Good morning, President Hushmand, Dr. Marasco, our honored guest speaker, and colleagues. A heartfelt welcome to family and friends of the class of 2028, and welcome to those who are watching our ceremony online. I'm Annette Roboli, and I have the honor of serving as the Dean of Cooper Medical School of Rowan University. What a happy occasion this is as we gather here in Fleer Concert Hall to welcome our newest junior colleagues into the profession of medicine. Even the bad weather should not take away from this joyous occasion. I'm going to ask members of the class of 2028 to please stand again and turn to face your family and friends. These are the people who have loved you and supported you on this amazing journey that you are on. Please express your gratitude to them with a round of applause. Turn around and be seated again. So a little wave to some of the families. This event is so important to our community that leaders from Rowan University, our parent university, from our major clinical affiliate, Cooper University Healthcare, and our new clinical affiliate, Inspira Health, and from our leadership team are all here today to celebrate with us, and I'd like to recognize them. First, let me acknowledge a few of our distinguished guests by name, and I ask them to please stand and be recognized. Rowan University Leadership President, Dr. Ali Hushmand. From our Medical School Board, Dr. Edward Viner. From Cooper University Healthcare Leadership, Dr. Joseph Montella, Chief Medical Officer. Inspira Health Leadership, Dr. Tony Reed, Senior Vice President, Chief Quality and Safety Officer, and Dr. Michael Juria, Vice President of Academic Affairs and DIO. Now, I would like to extend our recognition to the groups whose collective contributions are invaluable to our institution. As I call them, they'll stand up as a group. We'll acknowledge everyone at the end. So please stand as your group is acknowledged. Our CMSRU deans. Our departmental chairs. And from our advisory college program, Dr. Francis Aguilar, Executive Director, and Dr. Elisa Modena, Director of the Office of Student Affairs. And all of our advisory college directors. I would also like to acknowledge some of our faculty and friends who are in the audience. We're so happy you could join us today. Thank you so much for your ongoing support of our students. It's with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you today to celebrate this momentous occasion, the White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2028. To the families gathered here today, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the love, support, and sacrifices you have made to help these students reach this point. Your unwavering belief in their abilities has undoubtedly played a crucial role in their success. Class of 2028, today marks a significant milestone in your journey toward becoming a physician. Today you will do two things that will mark your formal entry into the profession of medicine. First, you will be cloaked with the white coat, the symbol of the medical professional. As you don your white coats for the first time, you are not just receiving a piece of clothing, but a symbol of the noble profession you have chosen to pursue. The white coat represents integrity, compassion, and a commitment to excellence in the field of medicine. But in and of itself, the white coat is merely a symbol. It's the qualities of the person who wears and fills the white coat that is important. Secondly, you will recite the ancient oath of Hippocrates. This oath unites all physicians worldwide and throughout the ages in the art of healing. In taking the oath, you will commit to the highest standards of our profession. Class of 2028, I want to congratulate you on admission to our medical school. As you embark on this journey, I urge you to remember the privilege and responsibility that comes with wearing the white coat. You will now be entrusted with the well-being and the lives of patients, and it is essential that you approach this role with humility, empathy, and a dedication to lifelong learning. Throughout your time at CMSRU, you will be challenged, pushed to your limits, and faced with difficult situations. But remember that you are not alone. You have a community of faculty, staff, and your fellow students who are here to support and guide you every step of the way. As you begin your medical education, I encourage you to embrace the values of professionalism, collaboration, and a commitment to service to the underserved that are at the core of our institution. Use your knowledge and skills to make a positive impact on the lives of others, and never lose sight of the privilege it is to be a healer. In closing, I want to remind you that the journey ahead will not be easy, but it will be rewarding beyond measure. So wear your white coat with pride, honor the trust that has been placed in you, and never forget the tremendous impact you have the potential to make in the world of medicine. Our role at CMSRU over the next 4 years is to help you become the person who fills your white coat with the attitudes and skills worthy of our noble profession. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you. It's truly an honor for me to introduce Dr. Ali Houshmand, president of Rowan University. Rowan University just celebrated its 100th anniversary last year, and CMSRU is very proud to be part of Rowan University, an institution that has been on an amazing meteoric rise nationally. President Houshmand.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ali Houshmand, president of Rowan University, and it's my absolute pleasure to be here and celebrate this momentous day with you. You have arrived during a time of great change at Rowan University. Rowan University is growing and transforming right before our eyes. In the last decade, we doubled our enrollment, actually more than doubled our enrollment. We are the 4th fastest growing public research university in the nation, and we are now ranked among the top 800 public research universities in the nation, actually ranked 88. I can assure you, however, this is just the beginning. Cooper Medical School is a key factor in our success and a shining light of Rowan University since its creation in 2012. As you likely know, this is one of the nation's most competitive medical schools. I'm proud to say that the US News and World Report recently ranked Cooper Medical School amongst the nation's best for primary care. Much of this is due to our strong partnership with Cooper University Healthcare. Because of this relationship, you will learn alongside doctors who are committed to providing exceptional care, patient care, and are dedicated to ensuring the next generation of compassionate physicians. But they won't be your only teacher. You will also learn from your patients. This school has been recognized for its emphasis on humanism and service, especially for the many ways it works with the Camden community. Indeed, you will hear Camden referred to as our classroom. Many of you chose Rowan because you want to make a difference in the world. Believe me, you will do that every day. I speak for the whole Rowan community when I say we are incredibly proud of you and thrilled to make the start of your journey toward becoming physicians and leaders in healthcare. Thank you for choosing Rowan University. I wish you the best during your time here. Thank you. And now, I would like to recognize one of our founding partners in the development of this school, Dr. Ed Weiner. Last month, Cooper Medical School of Rowan University named its Center for Humanism in honor of its founder, Dr. Weiner. Dr. Weiner established the Humanism Center in 2015 with a commitment to nurturing compassionate and patient-centered physicians. His CMSRU's honorary first dean for the and the professor of medicine. As chair of the Department of Medicine at Cooper University Healthcare, he was instrumental in helping during our 4-year medical school to Camden. Today, I'm happy to present Dr. Weiner with the Rowan University Medal of Excellence. This prestigious award is given to individuals who have demonstrated exceptional dedication and contribution to the field of medicine, embodying the values of excellence, compassion, and innovation. Truly, Dr. Weiner's dedication to improving medical education and patient care has inspired countless colleagues and future physicians. Now, it's my honor, with the help of Dean Annette Reboli, to present the medal to Dr. Weiner.
Dr. Hirschman, thank you so much. I've been privileged to receive a number of honors in my life, but this one is the most meaningful one of all to me. You and I have worked on this young medical school since its beginning. It's been a wonderful ride. We welcome the class of just joining us now. Wish you good luck, and I know you'll be happy at our medical school. Bon voyage to all of you, and thank you again, sir. And thank you, Dean.
Each year, I select a white coat speaker who exemplifies the highest ideals of our profession and can share a story that embodies those values. This year, we are honored to welcome Dr. Corinne Marasco. As detailed in your program, Dr. Marasco's remarkable career has broken barriers and set new standards in the field of neurosurgery. From her early days in New Jersey to her groundbreaking role as the first woman to chair an academic neurosurgery department in the United States, Dr. Marasco has dedicated herself to advancing medical science and providing exceptional care, particularly in pediatric neurosurgery. We are privileged to have her with us today to inspire all of you, the next generation of physicians. Dr. Marasco?
Me to be a member of this esteemed group. I'm going to speak primarily today a little bit about my own life story, but also a little bit about the magic of that white coat that you now have draped over your arm. First, I'd like to congratulate the medical students. This is an important day for you. It's proof positive that all those efforts, all that energy that you put forward to getting into medical school has actually been fulfilled. Those essays that you spent endless amounts of hours going over, reading, rereading, asking your friends and family to read, actually mattered. You got through the gauntlet. Congratulations. the email and the letters that you received were in fact real. You have a right to be here. And I say to the family members, thank you for all your efforts. When these individuals seemed as if they were obsessed with things and that this was all that they were focusing on, for the number of times that you opened your checkbooks and wrote all the necessary checks to get them here, and the times that you were really wondering, is this person really going to be a doctor? Yeah, it's real, and today is the day that it's all about. I also think you need to realize that, as improbable as it is, each of these individuals comes from backgrounds that are diverse, complicated, and the journey that they're about to take will be a unified journey, but it will be one that eventually leads them to paths that are unique, individual, and at times really amazing. I'm going to tell you about one story, my own. I'm of an age and a time when we didn't have an internet. We didn't have much of the knowledge base that we now have in medicine. And if my short career and lifespan is any indication, it's going to be an exciting time over the next series of years as we grow and develop even further. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my family and a little bit about my story, just so you understand just the diversity that can be out there for all of you as you're taking care of your patients. I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised in New Jersey. Born in Jersey City, I lived most of my life in a small town called New Providence, which is located between Summit and Berkeley Heights, so north central Jersey. My parents are amazing individuals. They were born of a generation that had been in the midst of the Great Depression. My great-grandparents came to this country, both sets from Poland, so you might say I'm a purebred. My dad came from a family of 11, my mom from a family of 7. Each of them thought about the fact that they were going to have a very large family. And then I came along. My dad had quit school when he was 16, not because he didn't like school, but because he thought about the burden of another mouth to feed in the middle of the Great Depression. Joined the CCCs, and when he got to about 17 or so, joined the Navy. Went on and was a smart, intelligent man. Became a radio man in the United States Navy, and eventually used all of those skills to work at the Bell system for Western Electric. My mom, like many women of her generation, when she graduated high school, viewed it as the ultimate end of her educational opportunities, that she would become a wife and a mother. Well, I came along. This was a time when spina bifida was really not understood. It had a uniform aspect to it in which when kids were born with spina bifida, they generally were going to die by the age they were 2. They wouldn't walk, they probably wouldn't talk, and they certainly would not develop in any way that would be considered normal. We now understand that there's a spectrum of processes as part of spina bifida, from about 10 or 15% of the population that may have an area of the spine that's not completely fused with respect to their bony anatomy, who are absolutely normal, and no one ever finds out about it until an x-ray is done for some other reason, to those that have a more open defect that requires repair at the time that they're born, who may have hydrocephalus and other problems. Mine is a kind in which I have a tethered cord. So when I was born, there was a small lump on my back, entirely skin covered, little fatty mass. My right leg was shorter and weaker than my left, but both legs were moving. And, you know, when I was first born, there was just no understanding of what this would mean. So this very loving, kind couple who were excited about this birth of their daughter, I was born on Father's Day, My dad said his little dividend. Well, what were they going to do? Their primary care physician who delivered the baby said to them, well, in my mind, I think the best thing for you to do, you're a young couple, you're healthy, you should probably put her in an institution and start over. My parents are good Catholics. They did not think that was the way they wanted to handle things. This was, quote unquote, the burden that God had given them. That also informed what they were going to do with the rest of their lives. They made the decision not to have other children, thinking, well, she's going to have many major problems. We probably should focus on one child and do it well rather than having a series of kids in which we wouldn't take care of any of them to their full potential. And my mom talks about the fact that as I was growing in the first months and years of my life, they kept measuring my head, and she didn't quite understand what they were doing. And they said, well, it's growing along normally. When I started walking at age 2, they said, well, she's going to need a full-length leg brace. And because the right leg is a little bit shorter, she's also going to need to have a buildup. And then it was, well, she's got normal bladder and bowel function. She's got a good mind and seems to be of normal intelligence. Well, maybe it's going to be age 6. Maybe it's going to be age 10. Maybe it's going to be age 16. And as I went through my life, it became pretty apparent to me and to my parents that doctors really didn't understand what they were talking about. I can also remember I had a fusion done when I was 5 years old, and I was in a body cast for 13 months. That's a tough age to spend time in a body cast for that long. I can remember being somewhat depressed at one point when I was in the hospital for some adjustment of the cast. And my orthopedic surgeon was someone who I obviously looked up to and thought a lot of. And all of a sudden, this very attractive, dressed to the nines woman entered into my room, which was a 6-bedded pediatric room, and she introduced herself. And she told me that she was the wife of the orthopedic surgeon. He walked in shortly behind her, and he said, I wanted you to meet my wife, and I wanted my wife to meet you, because I thought it was important that she understood who the other woman in my life is. Now, that was a simple little thing. It's a 5-year-old. She was coming into town to see a Broadway show. They were going out to dinner. He was still in his scrubs. She was all ready for the dinner and for the show. But that little act of kindness, that recognition that I was a person, made a huge difference to me. And at that moment, I decided I wanted to be a doctor. I was raised with 2 parents who thought a great deal about what had happened during the Great Depression. I was raised by a mother who fought regularly with her own mother about what she thought the potential would be for a handicapped woman. My grandmother, great person that she was, really believed that a handicapped woman in our society had very little in the way of opportunities. She, in fact, would sometimes say to my mother, do you honestly think she's going to do anything more than sell pencils on a street corner, or if she's really lucky, that she'll be able to stack books back in the library? They fought, but they also understood that both wanted the best for this quote-unquote handicapped little girl. And in the process of all this, not only did they show me love, but they also showed me the fact that it was important to take all the opportunities that are unique to our position, not only within our society, but within the world, and make use of them. And for me, that was also using my brain. So I graduated from Yale. I went to Columbia for medical school. When I decided I wanted to do neurosurgery, you can imagine what some of the folks thought. First of all, there were very, 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 very few women in neurosurgery at the time. And so I can remember thinking that in my mind, it was just an outpouring of my natural interests in neuroscience. I also liked doing things. And so as I started through the process of what it would take to become a neurosurgeon, I asked myself a lot of very complex questions. One, was this something that I really could do physically? Two, was this something I could do intellectually? And three, would I ever get accepted? Well, in the process of it all, I certainly went through all the same processes that I'm sure each of you did as you were applying to medical schools. When it became apparent to me that this was something that I could do, that I'd met all the requirements, I then had to think about how I wanted to live my life as a neurosurgeon. Well, I became very interested in pediatric neurosurgery, and I think back on it now, and it obviously seems logical that I would be drawn to this. But also, I was excited about the fact there was still so much that we needed to learn, so much that we didn't understand. You must remember that my career has spanned a time when we had CT scans when I first started in my residency, but in the middle of it, we've developed MRI scans. Since then, we've now gotten to a variety of new techniques. When I studied as a resident, we did everything with open craniotomies. I can remember going back and actually looking at case histories as I was trying to get studies of what was going on within neurosurgery, and I went back through various of the operative notes from the early days of the Neurologic Institute at Columbia. And the most common operation was an exploratory craniotomy. The thought at any point in my life of having done an exploratory craniotomy is beyond thought. I can't imagine thinking of the brain as something that we were going to go into and try to figure out where something was. We are so much better informed now by radiology, by all of the techniques that are available to us. But that's only happened within the last 20, 30, 40 years. Imagine all the things that are going to be possible for you as you go through your careers. And that brings me to another point. It's a constant learning process. I speak to my residents regularly about the fact when they ask me questions as to why I'm doing something. The moment that I say to you, we do it this way because we've always done it that way, the response should be, so when will you be retiring? We have to change. We have to grow. I hope each of you keeps that love of learning. There are going to be times, particularly during these first years of medical school, when you're going to be challenged as to whether you can keep it all in your brain. The joy is that you now have available to you new technologies that you can actually not only keep parts of it in your brain, but you going to learn how to get that information, how to access it, and make use of it. New techniques. There was a time when we only did open craniotomies. Now we take care of so many things endovascularly, through microscopic little incisions, with endoscopes. All these things are changing and developing. That's just as a person within neurosurgery. I can assure you that in each of the areas of medicine, technologies, medications, pharmacy, biochemistry, pathology, all these things are changing. We're beginning to understand so much more. We don't define tumors now in broad categories. We talk about them in terms of molecular subtyping. That means that this is information that's going to be coming at you in a variety of ways. One of my favorite quotes is from Louis Pasteur, in which he says, "Chance favors the prepared mind." What that means is if you can keep your wits about you, all information that you gain from a variety of areas can really become important. So keep yourselves open. It's not only about the science of medicine, it's also about the art of living. Enjoy things. Enjoy the environments around you. Hold fast to some of your friends. Learn about things that give you pleasure inside and outside of medicine, because you're going to need those calm parts to deal with the difficult ones. And there will be some challenges. There are always challenges in anything that is worth doing. Medicine is as much about science as it is about art. We call it the art of medicine because so much of it is intangible. And it's that intangible which binds us to our patients. I think about the fact that the white coat really is magic. Where else could you walk into a room, introduce yourself, and have people talk to you about the most intimate details of their life instantaneously? And that's a trust. That's a trust about who you are as a physician and what it means to be a physician. I hope each of you remember why you're here today. You raised your hand and you said, I want to care for patients. Now, whether that's going to be by actually hands-on, talking to patients, seeing them, operating on them, touching them, or whether it's going to be looking at aspects of their data, in the end, it's still about a person. And it's extraordinarily important that you think about that you care about that, and that you never lose track of that. As important as each of you are, your importance is because of what you do for those patients. We're giving you extraordinarily important and significant tasks as you go through medical school, things that you must learn. But in the end, it's not about you. It really is about your patients. You've been given enormous responsibilities. You've also been given extraordinary freedom. And the efforts that people put forward for you to be here are extraordinary. Your education is the most expensive on the planet. I'm sure many of you think that it's the lawyers and the officials in Washington that have all the power. They do to a degree, but only to the degree that they give you the resources to be able to do the things that you do. And remember as well that you are one car accident, one disease process, one errant cell from becoming one of your patients. So think about them, understand the humanity, and understand as well that it's that unique relationship between the patient and the physician that also has a healing effect. It's not just about the potions. It's not just about the scalpel. It's also about the ability to comfort an individual, to help them understand the process, and to, most importantly, make them feel as if they can, in fact, become better. Everyone comes to physicians with the hope and the belief that they're going to be made better, that they're going to have their suffering relieved. That's a sacred responsibility. The trust that they place in us means that we really do have to aim for a higher ideal. You're about to take an oath. There are very few times in our life that we take sacred promises. This is one of them. This then gives us a burden of responsibility. It gives us a higher ethical and moral responsibility to those individuals. I'm excited for you. This is an exciting time. You got through a gauntlet of things to be able to become a medical student. You're now going to take an oath, and we've given you a magical instrument, that white coat, that will open doors for you, give you levels and measures of respect that are probably well beyond anything we should, but because we believe in it. We believe in the power of that white coat. You are an instrument of good in the world, and I hope you'll remember that. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. If you take the responsibility seriously, it will sometimes be daunting. It will challenge you. I hope it will excite you. And I hope it will always keep you learning, because in that learning, you will be better. And in being better, you'll take better care of your patients. In the end, this whole process, although right now seems like it's focused on you, isn't about you. It's about your patients. Learning from the patients of your past, taking care of the patients that are before you, and thinking about the future patients that will be before you. You have an opportunity that's unique among many of the specialties that you'll deal with in your life. You will, in fact, be leaders within your community, whether you choose to be or not, simply because people respect the title of physician. That white coat is magical. Please understand it, respect it, enjoy it for what it is, but also feel that burden of responsibility because it will make you better. I envy you. I envy you because these next years, 10, 20, 30, 40, may you have many of them, will be as exciting as those that I've lived through and continue to look forward to living through. We learn so much, and I still find today I'm as excited about being a doctor. I'm as excited about walking into a room, talking to a family, seeing a child, learning from them, and taking care of them as I was when I first started. I hope you feel that. I hope when you get asked to give a talk at a white coat ceremony that you can be able to say, truly, this has been the best part of my life and that I enjoy it tremendously. I still feel that. So congratulations, you made it through the gauntlet. You've got many more to go through, but it's a very exciting time. And to the family and everyone else that supported you, I say thank you. Thank you for coming today. You're about to take the Hippocratic Oath. Listen to the words, understand it, and know that one of the most important jobs you will ever have will be to take care of a patient. Congratulations.
Dr. Marasco, thank you so much for sharing your inspiring journey with all of us and your words of wisdom. I hope that all of you students center on these words as you go through your own career. As a small token of our appreciation, we want to present you with a gift. In recognition of you honoring us today as our white coat speaker and in recognition of the amazing career you've had. So thank you so much. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Douglas Reifler, Senior Associate Dean for Professional Formation and Health Humanities, who will lead the ceremonial cloaking of our students by their advisory college directors. Each student will also receive a Littmann stethoscope. Yes, this is a really nice stethoscope from the medical staff of Cooper University Healthcare, which will be presented by Dr. Joseph Montella on behalf of the president of the medical staff, Dr. Michael Goodman, who could not be here today. And we are so grateful for these gifts. So, Dr. Montella, why don't you come across? Dr. Reifler, come up.
All right, thank you, Dean Riboli and Dr. Montella. Good morning. As we commence with the cloaking portion of the white coat ceremony, we ask that everyone please remain in your seats and hold your applause until the end. We have a professional photographer who will photograph each student and will provide free access to the photos for you to download and print. CMSRU's advisory colleges are learning communities designed to enhance connections and relationships between students and a familiar group of faculty who will have regular contact with them throughout medical school. They provide social support as well as non-evaluative spaces for conversations about the professional identities the students will be developing, including how they will bring their personal values into the profession and advising on specialty and career choices and more. Each college includes a quarter of each of the 4 classes, so they connect the students with near peers in the other classes of the medical school. They're named for historic figures in medicine, and they have identifiable colors, crests, t-shirts, pins, and swag. Students vie for points in a year-long friendly competition known as the College Cup, which includes athletic events, service, and other activities in the community. If that all sounds familiar, it's because it's something that's often referred to as the Hogwartization of medical school. We underscore these important connections and supportive connections here by inviting the lead college faculty to help the students on with their white coats. So the directors of the Elizabeth Blackwell Advisory College represented today include Dr. Rema Lotano, Christopher Deitch, and Jonathan Pan. Please proceed to the cloaking area. Okay. And students in the Blackwell, you've lined up already, I see, on the left. Therese Alexander. Ami Amin. Michael Aquila. Carlin Atman. Bradley Bedell. Olivia Brigando. Ethan Clark. Dominic Coutinho. Sarah Deegan. Katrina DeMattillo. Yashawani Thewan. Eric Greenwald. Lana Hanine. Andrew Jasinski. Gaganjot Kaur. Julia Lockman. Paul Masad. Aijan Mengaliba. Maya Mukadam. Shlok Patel. Yush Patel. Ronit Paul. Helen Pasmino Nunes. Sabrina Rose. Christopher Tamburin. Carly Woolwick. Jerry Young. And Jaho Joe. That's the Blackwell College. The directors for the Harvey Cushing Advisory College here today include Dr. Samir Badr, Adam Green, Marina DiBartolo. Students in Cushing are next up. Kunal Bhatnagar. Justin Curtis. Adam Dolkilich. Roger Fricke. Noah Goldman. Chris Ha. Zorez Irshad. Isaac Jacobowitz. Anusha Kashireddy. Hannah Kim. Banu Kumpati. Annabelle Laughlin. Adam Leverant. Kaylee Maroney. Cece Mooney. Sachin Mysore. Kavya Nuthi. Umali Patel. Anjali Patel. Caitlin Piotrowski. Kevin Shaw. Sophia Sinibaldi. Apeksha Sood. Jack Spandorfer. David Stack. Isabella Stefanik. Harshini Suresh. Tina Takla. Zach Thompson. Daniel Ammerman. Let's see. Oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's the end of the Cushing College. So we're next on to the Osler College, and the directors for the William Osler Advisory College include Dr. Richard Fisher, Dory Susan Barrington, Emily DeMuth, and Dr. Faith Young. Daniel Ammerman. Taylor Avery. Trina Basu. Ishan Balgut. Alexandra Benning. Spencer Clements. Brianna Coselli. Aidan Curran. William Forrest. Dominic Gangemi. Naveen Gedupuri. Daniela Gonzalez. Nicholas Housel. Maria Joven. Juhee Kang. Nitish Kasarla. Hashim Karum. Abigail Kirk. Michelle Leong. Victoria Olachowski. Robert Olivo. Krishna Patel. Humza Qureshi. Zainab Rizvi. Catherine Ryan. Sydney Silverman. Gabriella Taktuk. And Megan Thorne. And that's the William Osler Advisory College. Finally, the Benjamin Rush Advisory College advisors include Drs. Antoinette Spevitz and Emily Scattergood. Gina Castellano. Raven Curitan. Alexandria Holroyd. Sydney Hong. Jordan Coppelson. Madeline Larkin. Shenny Lin. Colin Miller. Miriam Mosin. Gabriel Nascimento. Olivia O'Hearn. Francis Achman. Duwani Patel. Dikshita Patel. Madeline Patera. Walia Raman. Nicholas Sampson. John Sasso, sorry. Om Sharma. Ajay Singh. Olivia Spina. Angela Toulousan. Catherine Trees. Yash Valia. Bryant Wong. Griffin Weiner. Serena Yu. And Ellen Zarabi. Students, stand up. Stand up. All right, you can turn around. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. William Coker, the Senior Associate Dean for Admissions, to the podium to lead us in reciting the modern version of the Hippocratic Oath. Dr. Coker.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so the first order of business today is with me, 1, 2, 3. Terrific. Well, I'm Dr. Bill Coker, and I have the privilege of being the Senior Associate Dean for Admissions. And in that role, I also have the unique privilege of getting to meet all of our new students ahead of time. Dr. Aboli, as I look out at the crowd, I really like what I'm seeing.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
I'd like to offer you all my personal congratulations, and I'm looking forward to working with you over the next 4 years. Dr. Aboli, how are we doing on time?
We're fine.
Okay, well, good. I thought maybe we could then sneak in a little bit of pathology discussion, since we all know that that is the most important subject that you'll be studying in medical school. But anyway, seriously, it's my pleasure to lead you in the recitation of the Hippocratic Oath. So at this time, I'd like the class of 2028 to stand. I'd also like to invite my physician colleagues on the stage, as well as any physicians in the audience, to stand and also recite the oath along with our newest students. So please follow along with me. The oath can be found in an insert in the program. Okay. At this time of being admitted as a member of the medical profession, I solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred that I shall consecrate my life to the service of humanity, that I shall maintain by all the means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession, that I shall ever remember with gratitude my teachers in medicine, that I shall constantly strive to add to my knowledge and skills and be ever willing to assist others to the same end, that I will use my knowledge to help the sick to the best of my ability, judgment, and I will abstain from practices that would bring harm to my patients, that I shall not undertake to perform tasks beyond my ability and competence, and that in the practice of my profession, I shall preserve inviolate the confidences of my patients. These promises I make solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Congratulations. Thank you.
Class of 2028, congratulations to each and every one of you on this momentous occasion. Your class is already exuding a great vibe. Remember, for us, it's like Groundhog Day. We get to do this over and over again. So we're pretty good about, coming to some conclusions, but it seems like it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful class. I look forward, though, to seeing the incredible contributions each and every one of you are going to make to the field of medicine over the ensuing time. So thank you. So just a couple of pieces of business now, because we're concluding our ceremony. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the folks who do all of the real work for this. So from our Office of Student Affairs, Dr. Marion Lombardi. Marion, please stand up. All the onboarding and her team, and you could see them standing around the room. And similarly, Sharon Clark and Gail Stevens. I'd also like to thank our healthcare partners for being here with us today, from both Cooper University Healthcare and Inspira Health. We have great experiential learning, and last year we expanded to Inspira Health, so we're going to expand further that relationship, so all of you will be the beneficiaries of that. So thank you for being here today, Dr. Reed, Dr. Juria, we appreciate it. Dr. Montella, thank you. So let's give them a round of applause. And you'll very easily be able to see Cooper because it's right down the street from our school. But Cooper is expanding its partnerships. But if you want to go down 322, you're going to see the amazing Inspira complex off on your left. It will stand out. It's a great state-of-the-art facility. So, hopefully many of you will be rotating through Inspira Health. At this time, I'm going to ask our students to stay behind in the theater for a group photo. Our event staff are going to help organize the photo. And guests, I kindly ask all of you to exit the theater promptly so that we can quickly capture this. Unfortunately, because of the weather and because we've been in here, we're not sure what the weather is doing outside. But we're not going to be able to have our tented event. But we have some snacks in the lobby and things like that, so you'll be able to reconnect with your families in a few minutes and enjoy getting to know each other, speaking to each other, speaking to our deans, our chairs as well. So the families could now make your way to the lobby.